To record. What's up, guys? What's up? Hold on, let me just play the music real quick. And we're here. Hope this isn't too loud. I don't think it will be. So volume on right now, 24. Yeah, it's good. So we are here, and we have Magmortar and Magmar and Magby, and they are really cool. And I am going to try to keep this one short. Famous last words as I make this an hour long. But what I'll say is, I am trying to get some relative structure to these to at least begin with things that jump out. And if there's nothing that jumps out as weird or nothing that warrants explanation, then I can just go straight into the nitty-gritty strategy, cool tools, and all the other fun stuff and thought that I put into them and all the little tools they have. Before I do that, though, I have to address the elephant in the room, which is the typing. And please bear with me while I over-explain something that probably about a good half of you will see and be like, oh, that's cool, I see it, and then move on with your life because, yeah. And then there's another half who is going to be like, this is stupid, it makes no sense. I'm exaggerating, and I'm also creating straw men. I do that a lot in these videos. I Pokemon fans especially are very averse to change, but also people who play games in general are very averse to change. But I will say, if you're playing this hack already, you should be open-minded to changes within reasonable logic. Obviously, if Magmortar was fire like electric, that would be fucking stupid. Even if it was like fire dark, that would be kind of a reach and pretty stupid. The only justification you could ever make for fire dark would be like, oh, it's for Mega Launcher, maybe, but like, no. So, typing logically, it might seem odd or it might seem fitting depending on the person. I initially didn't even think of it, but I noticed. So basically what happened was I knew that they were going to get rapid fire regardless, which I will cover the amazing ability in a second. Once I can actually get into the mechanics after I explain the logic of the type and why I chose it. So like I said, I ended up looking through all Pokemon in the hack, literally every single one, and I balanced out non-overlapping types and abilities so they don't outclass one another. And there was already a good amount of pure fires, and the only fire steel type was Heatran, and there are two others. I will let you guys try to decide what the third and final fire steel type is. I will not spoil it until I get there, but yes, one of them is Magmortar. It fits very well, and it is a much better typing for him, slash her, whatever. That's another weird thing that Pokemon fans do. People in general, I think when they play games, they call them like animals. They're like, oh, look at him. Like, that's weird that we do that as a language. But anyways, not a language, probably a societal sexism thing. But anyway, yeah, steel typing. So, reason number one. So there's usually when I do these types of changes, there's two reasons: mechanical slash balancing slash gameplay, and then actual logic. And typically I try to have the logic support the mechanical gameplay reasoning, if that makes sense. But I will cover the logic first, or the flavor first, as what some people call it. Like the Pokedex stuff and just the look of it. So, Magmortar. These guys evolve with the Magmarizer, and therefore they look kind of artificial in a weird way, which is cool, especially compared to their peer evolutions. I'm sure that was intentional, because these are like weird, like robotic-looking items. It's very strange. Instead of just being like level up evolutions or something. And for that reason, they both kind of end up looking weirdly, I don't know, just they're fucking cool. Don't get me wrong, but they look weird. I mean, Magmortar's kind of dumb looking, but he's still cool. He has arm cannons and shit. He's dumb though. I hate the pink on him. The pink is ugly, and the yellow shade, and his fire doesn't even look like really fire. It looks like squiggles. But anyway, he's still cool. I fuck with him. That's just like my 10-year-old boy brain is like, oh, but he's arm cannons, dude. It's cool. So, all right, back on topic. Steel typing. So, I'm gonna do logical aspect, flavor aspect. Then I'll talk about the gameplay and the actual real reason. Because again, like I said, I like to support. Like, for example, gameplay-wise, it would be really cool if Magmortar was fire electric, because we don't have any of those besides Mortem Heat and all that, and it's cool and he gets that. But in reality, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He's yellow, guys. Oh my god. Oh, electric fire, electric fire. Like, no, that's because he has red on him. Like, no, those are stupid. but if you can support it with a decent amount of logic, that is then it's justified. So with Magmortar, Magmar actually already has these weird metal-looking iron bands on him. That's not me saying that Magmar should be Steel type, definitely not. But if anything, I actually thought firefighting would work. The only reason I wouldn't do that is because there's already a couple of those. Granted, the only special attacking, actually no, sorry, Infernape, yeah, two-thirds are special attacking in the game in the hack. So it would be a bit of overlap with but they're all fast. Like Infernape is super fast, Blazing Speed was blah blah blah. So I guess like a bulky special or mixed firefighting could be cool. Like, but and the only reason I would ever do fighting would be for Aura Sphere. Fighting fits. It fits. Like if a hack ever did firefighting, I wouldn't be like that's weird. I would be like, yeah, I see it. But in terms of gameplay and balance, it doesn't work as well. But what does work is Fire Steel. Number one, arm cannons. Number two, the weird metal-looking bands on him, and also the cannons in general look like they're like if they were not yellow, they would look metal, and they still look very artificial. That doesn't mean that every artificial Pokemon with bullshit on it should be steel, but you know, he evolves with the Magmarizer. It's like a robotic-looking item, and they have these giant arm cannons, and they have these metal bands or metal-looking bands around their legs and arms, and a black thing on their neck. But there's actually some interesting flavor stuff that fits. There is some stuff. Hold on, I know like there's a stuff talking about like factory, like basically Magmortar. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like mortar, like actual mortar is a yeah. So it's a weapon. It's a cannon. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure most people fucking know this, but just in case you don't, it's like an actual weapon, like a cannon, and those are, I mean, typically made of metal. And so it fits. I mean, his name is literally Magmortar, magma and mortar. Like he is totally could fit Fire Steel, just based on that and the coloration and the fact that he has cannons for arms. Honestly, they even could have done this in the real game if they didn't make Heatran and they maybe like made him a little bit more dark colored. I could totally see it. But anyways, it's a ROM hack, so you know you don't have to be super like faithful with it, as long as it's still logical. So yeah, they process metals. Like I said, mortar in general implies like metal cannon. There's another one talking about metal or something. Well, I guess one says hot enough to melt an iron pot. It doesn't mean anything. All Pokemon loves to just pull out random fucking claims about like breaking metal. Like that's their favorite. Like they can crush iron with XYZ. Like literally every Pokemon could do that. It's kind of funny. So yeah, if you have a problem with it from a logical standpoint, hopefully the gameplay aspect of it will help you be like, okay, you know what? It was a little weird, but I fuck with it overall because of the gameplay aspect of it. So the reason I actually did it is literally because they were originally going to be pure fire with rapid fire, but Electivire, which everybody always knows at this point in ROM hacks, it's a staple to make it electric fighting. And there might be purists out there who think that's dumb. If you're a purist, this hack is just not for you. If you are a purist who like even scoffs at changes like that, then you are definitely not going to vibe with this. And that's not, I mean, I will judge you silently because I think that, I mean, I'm not even going to judge you, honestly. I mean, if you want to play Mons and just play him for that, then that's, it's not for you. It's just, it doesn't cater to your interests or priorities, and that's totally fine. Just like how I wouldn't want to play I don't know, like Let's Go, for example, or Pokemon Go or something. Actually, Pokemon Go is not really a fair comparison, but like Let's Go is a main series game remake, but there's no like abilities and shit. And I just yucky. I don't like it. Not a great comparison still, but my point is not for those two people. So hopefully there's nobody who's in that ballpark watching this, and if not, then you know I still appreciate you listening. And if you find like the mechanical shit interesting, then feel free to listen, because I'll get into that in just a second after I shut up and let the typing speak for itself. Because honestly, I don't even think it's that much of a reach. There are some other weird ones, but this one is pretty chill. I fuck with it. But the main reason I actually did it and thought of it was because he was going to be pure fire with rapid fire, but it also bothered me in my head that he was pure typing while Electivire is electric fighting. And I was like, oh, well, firefighting Mega Launcher with Aura Sphere Stab is cool, but yeah, you could do better. Definitely can do better. So then I was like, okay, well, rapid fire, I definitely want to give him because of speed. He has 2 abilities that like bypass his middling speed stat. It's still a good speed. Oh, I can't wait to get the mechanics of it because it's actually the fun part. But I just want to address the elephant in the room. So yeah, I was looking at rapid fire and I was looking at all the moves, and he has giant cannon arms. So I'm like, oh yeah, triple cannonade. Well, so does you like? Hopefully you guys know what these moves do by now. Like if you're watching these types of videos, you probably are well versed in this stuff. But if not, it's a new move. It is surging strikes, but it is steel type. So yeah, and it's very cool and fun. So yeah, that is really strong on it, and I was like, hold the fucking phone. What if I made it? Because also Spike Cannon existed, and I was like, okay, he can get Spike Cannon too, because he has cannon arms and he even has the little spikes in there, so it totally fits. And then I was like, wait, steel typing low-key fits, and then the rest is history. After I read some dex entries and looked up like the origin of Magmortar, and I was like, yeah, no, I can totally justify this. So that's what I did. That being said, yeah, that's the typing. And mechanically, like I said, he gets stab on rapid fire spike cannon and rapid fire. What is wrong with me today? Rapid fire triple cannonade and spike cannon. Yes, there we go. It's a lot of cannons in that sentence. And of course other fire stabs, and also as I'm sure those of you who are at least somewhat well versed in competitive Pokemon will know that Heatran is amazing because predominantly because of its obviously great move with Mag with Storm, great stats, obviously yeah sure, but most importantly it is great because of its typing, because look at those resistances. Yes, it has a 4 times weakness to ground. Yes, it has water and fighting weaknesses, which are pretty common, but it has Heatmor. Freaking god. Not Heatmor. Spoiler alert. It's the other fire steel. But what was I saying? Magmortar. Yes, Magmortar. Doesn't have flash fire, so let's just look at that. You have a 4 times resistance to grass, ice, and bug, and steel and fairy. That is fucking insane. You 4 times resist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the typing combination with like the most 4 times resist in the game? Maybe an ice type combo could have more now because ice actually has resistances now. But like, I can't think of any that have more than that. Maybe a couple more do, like maybe Dragon Steel. Too late to look it up. And you guys know, feel free to tell me. But it's definitely a lot of really useful 4 times resistances, and then has a shitload of 2 times resistances as well, being 4, and then only a couple of neutralities. So yeah, and of course the immunity to poison is great. So Fire Steel is great for that purpose. Even with its, I mean, it's good bulk, but it's not winning any awards, but it's good, especially with the Assault Vest or just investment. I want to cover mechanics now, but I don't really know where to start because there's so goddamn much. So what I will say is, like I have done with a bunch of other Pokemon in the hack, a lot of middle evolutions are Violet viable. Not a lot, but a good amount. Ones that make sense because they're either just big design-wise or they were an intergenerational evolution that already had good stats before, like Tangela and Seadra and I don't know, Scyther, obviously. All these types of mons are Violet viable. Magmar is one of them. Also because it gives people the option to use the middle evolutions, because I know a lot of people actually prefer Magmar over Magmortar. I personally don't, although I understand and respect the opinion. I think Magmar's boob head looks dumber than Magmortar's stupid lips and pink. And the cool factor of his cannons make up for his dumbness, and Magmar is still cool, and I fuck with Magmar, but I don't know, man. I like Magmar in its stupidity. Like, it's a charmingly stupid 1998 Quirk Enigma, and fucking Mabby's just whatever. I just realized that Flint's hair looks like Mabby. That's kind of probably intentional, I would assume. Side note, his Global Link art is just fucking funny. Look at this dude. It's funny. So yeah, Magmar is a Violet viable. So if you choose to, you can not evolve it, and that comes with some pros. Pro number 1, it is really bulky. 70, 70, 85 bulk is very bulky with a Violet, with or without investment. You are faster than Magmortar by 20 points, and you are not that much weaker. Although if you're running a Violet, you probably won't be running boosting items. But the good thing with Magmar is its stats are good enough to the point where it can also just run regular items. It doesn't need to hold a Violet all the fucking time. So it's more of a pick and choose what item you need. If you need the bulk, run a Violet. If you need power, run a boosting item. If you need to live a ground attack, then run Shuka Berry, whatever it is, you know. Point is, you can tailor your items. Also, I mentioned this in every single change guide, but I'll mention it quickly. The abilities, which I'll cover in 2 seconds, will be you can swap between them with ability capsules. So that's super useful. You can just tailor which one you need, and that is good in this case, especially because one of their abilities is quote-unquote situational as the evolution. Sorry, from the pre-evolutions. Sorry, for the evolution, yeah. For pre-evolutions, they're all situational, so like just pick and choose. And situational is not bad. That is not a bad thing. Situational is only bad if the other option is so much better that the situational nature of the other one is like almost, if not never useful. But never useful, which is not something that I have been putting in the game, because I take I take a lot of care to like really think about whether or not it's viable with these two abilities and whether or not you're going to be switching between them at least a decent amount to counter certain things and fight certain things. So yeah, Magmar is a lot stronger. Magmortar is a lot physically stronger because he has these giant arm cannons and he's just a bulky looking guy, and also because he actually has like a good physical move pool. Both good move pool on both sides, to be honest. I'd say about equal overall if you consider everything. However, rapid fire triple candidate is fucking insane, and yeah, it's just insane. So that's one of the biggest reasons I gave it a better attack stat, although I would have given 100+ attack regardless, just looking at its design. What probably is somewhere between 100 and 115 would fit. So yeah, you could even go up to 120, honestly, but after that it gets a little weird. So yeah, and special attack is not buffed. This 125 is great, doesn't need the buff, but the main reason for that, number 1, is the typing. Number 2, abilities. Number 3, specifically rapid fire, and the specific moves I gave Magmortar. So you have with rapid fire, what this does is also in terms of logic for why rapid fire fits. I don't think anybody's going to be questioning it. I mean, he has cannon arms. That's all you like. That's, you know, technically, yeah, he's not known for shooting quickly, but like if they can shoot shit, I can maybe get them rapid fire. You know. It fits. It's cool. Mechanically, it's really awesome. You know, arm cannon guy getting rapid fire. It's cool, man. Same thing with the Mega Blastoise. So, excuse me. I have to drink some water. So with Magmortar, you get priority, +2 priority on moves here that you are compatible with. So Magmortar gets Flame Burst, which is it hits 3 times now, so it's a triple burst of flames, and you are dealing 75 base power overall, and that's actually really good for like totems and shit early game, because you can kill, for example, let's say you flame burst the ally Pokemon to kill it right away, you will be dealing 18% of the totem's HP as well for free, which is really useful and cool. And I believe that also ignores like typing and all that. It's just flat 18% damage is really useful on the Pokemon next to it, because the fucking effect is so weak before. I believe it was only 6%, so it was just kind of shit. It was like only useful for breaking sashes, really. Otherwise, it was useless. And so this makes Flame Burst a cooler move. It's really cool with Technician. It's really cool with hitting 3 times because it breaks Focus Sashes. It breaks Sturdy. It breaks through Aqua Berries and etc. It's just useful to be hitting multiple times. Otherwise, they have Tri Attack, which is been given similar treatment, and this has an overall 27% chance to do one of those 3 status conditions, which is great. And that is an overall 105 base power, non-stab, and it's non-super effective against anything, but it's still nice to have a 105 base power priority move that has a 27% chance to either paralyze, burn, or freeze. It's just good to have. So that's cool, and also it hits because, you know, it's giant cannons. And then you have triple cannonade in terms of the 3-hit moves. Then you have a couple of 2 to 5 hit moves, but triple cannonade, like I said, it's steel tip, switching strikes, but coming off 112 attack, you can really abuse that with, you could literally just slap a choice band on it and just click. I mean, early game, well, not early game, but you know, early evolution levels, like early, I'll say probably around mid Ula, you'd be hitting level 40, probably at the earliest would be post Togedemaru or around Guzma. But most likely a little bit later than that. Probably, definitely before Mimikyu, though. Definitely before Mimikyu, or exactly at Mimikyu, depending on how stuff goes. Regardless, you can slap a choice band on and just click Spike Cannon and Rock Blast. Those are only 2 to 5 hit ones because technically these are listed as rapid fire moves, but for the most part, nothing will get contact rapid fire moves besides Hitmonchan, who is an obvious exception because look at him. He's a boxer. I gave it to him because he punches super fast. And because like balancing reasons. Did I add Hitmonchan to proficiency? I remembered earlier that he was not there. I did not. Let me throw that on there quick. Forgot to do that the other day. Go. So, as I was saying, this demon's getting kind of annoying. Is it on loop? Let me just make sure it's on loop, so I know. Oh, I'm already at 20 minutes. Okay, cool. It's not that bad actually. So I barely talked about shit though. I gotta pick up the pace. So yeah, Flame Burst is amazing for +3 priority. That's almost extreme speed level of power. If anything, it's better than extreme speed based on the fact that it hits 3 times as a general move. So I would totally trade 5 base power for hitting 3 times in a vacuum. Obviously, there's always context that matters though. Then you got, like I said, Spike Cannon. Rock Blast makes sense because they already had gotten rock type moves like Rock Slide and whatnot. And again, he has Giant Cannon, so I can totally imagine him. Oh, I'm gonna yawn. Sorry. Excuse me. I could totally imagine him just shooting out giant rocks from his cannons. And again, these are inconsistent, but at minimum they're 50 base power. So at minimum, Spike Cannon is the same power as Bullet Punch, but it is +3 priority instead of +1 priority, and it is hitting twice, so it bypasses all that good stuff. And then you have a maximum of 125 base power, and I believe on average these moves are 77.5 base power. Multi-hit moves, all the 2 to 5 hit moves, 77.5. So, but then obviously it's a little bit inconsistent, which is the balancing point of view. It's inconsistent. Even Triple Candidate technically is inconsistent because it has 10% chance to miss, but you can just throw on a wide lens and you'll never miss because it's a 50% boost accuracy now, so you won't miss. You won't miss anymore. So that's useful if you're worried about missing. Otherwise, just you can also use Home Claws. I really wanted to get them Lock On because Z Lock On gives +3 special attack, and they could use like Inferno, or they could just click like Flame Burst and just kill shit with Z Lock On into Flame Burst. But I realized that would be extremely overpowered, and also they already have Nasty Plot anyways. I hope nobody has any qualms with that. It fits their vibe, given all the stuff I've been giving it to. So yeah. Swords Dance as well. Swords Dance is excellent with rapid fire and physical moves, as is Bulk Up, and you can also use Bulk Up Assault Vest sets. You can also use Assault Vest sets or Bulk Up sets is what I meant to say. You can either use Bulk Up with Drain Punch, or you can use Assault Vest sets with Drain Punch, was my point. And Assault Vest sets in general are great with Magmortar because it actually has a higher special defense than Magmar, so, and also obviously higher HP. So a Violet Magmortar, a Violet Magmar is not as bulky on the special side as Assault Vest Magmortar. Obviously, the downside being you can't run status moves, which are very good, but nonetheless, Assault Vest Magmortar with the Fire Steel typing, 85, 95 bulk, 125 special attack, and rapid fire, 112 attack. I mean, it's good. It's good stuff. And like I said, they are gem evolutions, so they are Violet viable, and your Magmar won't try to evolve every single level. So if you are using a Violet Magmar, you can just use it in peace and keep it the whole game if you wanted to. I mean, it's viable. You could totally use it to the end of the game. No issues there. It's bulky, it's pretty fast, got good abilities, good move pool. I would say Magmortar is on paper, Magmortar is better just because of the typing and the options it gets, but there are definitely situations where Magmar would do better, just based on the pure fire typing with the bulky sets, and also technically Turbo Blaze is very useful in certain situations to bypass abilities. Also, fun fact, out of all of the Pokemon I have planned out, which is again literally every single mon, Magmar and Electabuzz are the only ones that are going to have Turbo Blaze and Terravolt. Not even obviously the ones who originally had it are going to keep it because it's bad on them. They gotta have better abilities because they're legendaries and shit. So, yeah. Very cool stuff there, and that's cool as like a little parallel. And then similarly, as you guys will see after this video is uploaded, I will start working on the Elekid line, who of course I already have planned out. Besides, like moves, I have a general idea, but I have to do those from scratch for the most part. But like stats and all that stuff, I have planned, and abilities. Speaking of, Lightning Rod would be cool because it has like a parallel with Flash Fire. Boosts one of them boosts your fire moves, the other one boosts special attack, which is close enough. Or Moto Drive I could do, but I like Lightning Rod more on the stat spread I'm going to be giving it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. and then all three of them will have Solar Rush, and then all three of Electivire line will have Volt Rush, so they parallel in that sense as well. I may give them mirroring stats, but actually no, I cannot do that. Never mind, it won't work for what I want to do with them. But they already didn't have English. They already didn't have stats that mirror each other anyways, so who cares? Now I can get into other stuff. So Turbo Blades, like I said, is useful. Magmar situationally, just use your ability capsule. Otherwise, you can actually use like self-setting Sunny Day sets with a Violite and no speed investment and max attack or special attack and max HP. And then you can click Sunny Day, get your bulk. With your bulk, you can hit it pretty reliably and take hits, and then you get the double speed and the special attack boost, as well as Solar Beam spam or Solar Blade spam and all that stuff. It's not special attack, sorry, Fire move boost. I think I was thinking of Solar Power for a second. But yeah, Solar Rush is amazing on these guys. Super cool stuff. It's just really strong. On Magmortar especially, it is great because one, it has higher special attack. Two, it has a lower speed stat, and so it will actually be relying on Scarf sets or priority moves, which it has plenty of. It has dual stat priority with Ignite, Pyro Dash, and Bullet Punch, and then of course Spike Cannon and Triple Cannonade with Rapid Fire active. Another thing is that I have made it so that they have exclusive rapid fire moves. Not all mons are going to get this special treatment. Only a few will get exclusive rapid fire stuff. Where is the ability? Sorry guys, I'm a little bit all over the place today, like always. Here we go, rapid fire. So yeah, so far, spoiler, there is another Pokemon, there is another fire type that will have rapid fire, that will have these three moves as well, that will get the rapid fire priority increase. Ignite is already +1 priority, so I figured, I mean, if they already have a priority fire move, I may as well make that +3 priority, just because logically it should be +3 if it has rapid fire active. So that's +3 priority. Regular priority move, 45 base power, useful, you know, whatnot. Flame Burst is better, obviously, but maybe you don't have the moveset, or maybe you deleted it on Magmar because you really needed Pyro Plume for whatever reason, or you really needed Flame Tower's power, and you don't have the move on there, which is totally understandable. You know, if you needed the power for it or something. Regardless, crap. Ignite is there, but then you have actual two really interesting ones. Like I said, you already have Flame Burst, you already have Triple Cannonade, you already have Tri Attack, you already have Spike Cannon, you already have Rock Blast. Also, I considered Pin Missile for like a couple seconds, but it just doesn't. I can't really justify it. It would be kind of weird. I can, if you guys here, how about this? If you're listening this far, comment if you don't bother commenting unless you think I should give him Pin Missile. If you don't think I should, then that kind of just confirms that in my head I thought it was weird too. It could work. Like I totally could. I just fine. Oh god, it's lagging. Why does it do that? I hate when it does that. And now it's lagging again. Great. There we go. So the two unique moves it has with Rapid Fire. So these basically with Rapid Fire active, Magmortar gets priority Detonate and priority Burn Up. And with 125 base special attack, it is excellent. So Detonate is special explosion, essentially. It's special fire type explosion. Explosion is also special now, but it is so basically these two moves are really interesting. What happened to that? There we go. So explosion always crits now, wherever that is. Here it is. And so explosion is effectively 375 base power, and it bypasses drops, which is great. Detonate is fire type, 250 base power. It doesn't always crit, but it always burns, and it has far less distribution than explosion, because the name implies like some type of like mechanical aspect of it, kinda, or at the very least it implies that it can like summon a fiery explosion. It's kind of a weird logic, but yeah, not all the ones that get explosion will get Detonate. For example, like Cloyster getting a fire type explosion is fucking weird, but you know, Magmortar obviously fits very well. And this is excellent, not for Nuzlocke, obviously, but for like the AI, for example. Like this is just fucking insane. Like my man will just click this and shit on you. He will. I could literally just give a trainer like Specs Detonate plus I don't fucking know coverage moves. Or like Life Orb Detonate with, I don't know, whatever. Any move, any item really, with coverage moves for things that resist fire or flash fire mons, and then just yeah, blow everything up. But yeah, this is useful if you're not doing a Nuzlocke. It's great utility, it's priority, it is 250 with power nuke, and it always burns, so you're leaving them with a nasty burn as you die. And you can actually get some leverage out of this by using it when you're already low HP if you're not doing a Nuzlocke. But again, if you're doing a Nuzlocke, this is irrelevant. Although you could totally have it on there as like a last resort if you really wanted to or needed it. Although that's pretty fucking morbid. You got balls of steel if you burn detonate on a Nuzlocke, dude. You got balls of steel, unless you didn't get a Z detonate. So okay. Also, the thing just loops, so that's my cue that it's been 30 minutes. So I will pick it up a little bit. So otherwise, you have Burn Up, which has been buffed to be very similar. It is stronger than Inferno and more accurate, but the downside is, so literally all it is it's Inferno, but it's 10 more base power, and it's 100% accurate. That's the main difference. But the catch is, you can only use this once every time you switch in. Because what Burn Up does, for those of you who don't know, it removes your fire typing, which is actually really useful in Magmortar's case because it makes it pure steel, so you can totally use that to your advantage. You can totally do like mixed rapid fire sets with like Burn Up into Rap Triple Cannonade. That's totally an option. Or you can just switch the fuck out. You can blow something up with Burn Up, burn it, switch the fuck out, and then use it again later, because the type change resets when you switch out. So, but you can't use it multiple times in a row. You can only use it until you switch out again, which is really interesting and cool and unique. And it is very high base power, and again, it always burns, so that's amazing. No drawbacks. You just have to be strategic when you click it. They also have other good fire moves like Eruption with Scarf sets or Eruption in Solar Rush. Oh, Eruption in the Sun with Solar Rush is a fucking nuke, and it is great. You can run like Eruption, Solar Beam, and other shit like Focus Blast, Aura Sphere. Oh, you do. You have, okay, so I'll actually talk about the special coverage quickly, and then I'll go back into the rapid fire stuff and the Violet Vibe. I already talked about how Magmar can run bulky sets with Sunny Day and stuff. Which is great. Like, it's really good, guys. Like, it's bulky. If you invest with 77, 85, and if you're taking hits for days. And Purifier is actually a relatively useful defensive typing, believe it or not. It has a good amount of resistance. It has fire, grass, ice, fairy, steel, and bug, and only 3 weaknesses. So actually, Purifier is, believe it or not, a good defensive typing for the most part. Obviously, water is like amazing, but Purifier is good. So. I was saying that. Excuse me, I'm gonna yawn again. Eruption is great in the Sun with Solar Rush because you're fast. You can also just slap a Choice Scarf on it and just click Eruption a bunch. You have a good speed tier for that. Choice Scarf in general, it's a good speed tier for Choice Scarf sets. And of course, Solar Rush with 0 speed investment, so you can run bulky sets on Magmortar with Sunny Day. Or you can just get the Sun from a teammate that works as well, and that is also, on Sun teams, Magmortar goes crazy. With mixed offenses and Solar Blade, Solar Beam, and other amazing coverage and amazing dual stabs. So you have other neat options and niche options like Belch, which is gives you +1 special attack now after you use it each time. And you can actually use it once you can basically, as long as you Ada Berry that battle, you can use it the entire battle, meaning if you switch out and then switch back in, you can still use Belch as long as you Ada Berry. So that's really cool. Otherwise, it already had weird coverage moves like Psychic and Drug Slide and Earthquake already, so those all stay. And I see him using all of those besides maybe Psychic, but I mean, it's weird shit, they just gave it to him. That's amazing coverage, and then physically it has then Headbutt. So you have like all the type coverage you'd ever need. Like I said, you have Dark Pulse, you got Knock Off, you got Drain, you got tons of fighting coverage, tons of bug coverage, tons of Steel Stab, tons of rock coverage, tons of fighting coverage. You got Play Rough, you got tons of electric coverage on both sides, although Magmar gets physical electric coverage but no special electric coverage. But Magmortar retains Thunderbolt like I had before, and then I used the logic of it getting Thunderbolt to then give it Thunder, Charge Beam, and Shockwave, all of which fit given the fact that it got Thunderbolt. Sigma Beam just because cannon, arms, same thing with Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere, although those fit in general, but especially because, Mega Launcher, whatever. I mean, it doesn't have Mega Launcher, but it totally would if I could actually change what fucking ability items, what fucking moves are affected by Mega Launcher, which sadly I cannot. Excuse me. But rest assured, there will be more Mega Launcher months. A couple more, don't worry. 2 or 3 more, I believe. If I remember off the top of my head, I have 2 in mind still, besides Magmortar and Mega Blastoise. But that being said, not Magmortar, sorry, Mega Blastoise and Kingdra is what I meant to say, sorry. But regardless, tons of good coverage. Like I said, you have setup with Swords Dance, Bulk Up, and Nasty Plot. You also have like early game workup, and the Sun is really strong. Like Solar Rush workup is good. You've also got this theme is getting kind of annoying. I kind of want to play a different one, but I don't know what to put, so I will just let this loop a little bit longer and shut up soon. Oh, it looped again? No way. No, this means I'm at 35 minutes. Yeah, it didn't loop again. It only looped once. So I'm at 35 minutes. Okay. So, like I said, you got the burn up with the rapid fire. Again, you can totally just run specs rapid fire sets with, but you could literally just be brainless and run specs rapid fire flame burst and just kill things if you really wanted to. Assault vest with rapid fire is great, like I said. Again, switching on your items in general is very beneficial depending on what you need. Another thing is self-setting sunny day sets are much more viable because heat rock gives you an extended 6 turns, which means the first turn you use sunny day counts for a turn, so you will have 10 full turns of sun abuse after with the heat rock, which is a much more justified use because you're using an entire item slot. And it's also good for sun teams. You don't need a drought user with sun teams now, just like how you don't need a drizzle user with sun teams, etc., etc. Although, again, it's still better to have one if you really wanted to like tailor your mons. But if it's like a Nuzlocke and it's team locked and you don't have one, but you still want to run sun, self-set sun. If you need more than 5 turns, or more than 4 turns rather, after the first turn, then you get 10 with a heat rock. Either way, good coverage, like I said. Literally, I mean, you have poison, you got everything you ever need, man. It's all there. I'm not going to waste time covering it all. You guys can read. All right, I trust in that. None of these really interact too interestingly with their abilities besides the sun ones. The rest of them are just very self-explanatory, either setup or coverage moves, and then some stab moves as well. But yeah, and you got utility stuff like Parting Shot. It's cool on like a Violite. Magmar is really nice to have as like a nice, good, bulky pivot. Agility sets are also good on Magmortar, especially Magmar also appreciates a Scarf. Magmar can also just run Solar Rush or Raptor. Like all of the stuff that I was saying can also, like Magmar can run those. Only thing Magmar doesn't get is the steel moves and by level up obviously. TM it gets Iron Hit and Iron Tail, and Smart Strike, but not Flash Cannon though, because yeah. That being said, you can do the same things in terms of like the fire spam, so you can use Fire Lash still, you can use other cool things actually. Yeah. So I didn't even talk about this yet. How did I not mention this? Belly Drum. Belly Drum plus Rapid Fire is amazing. You can run Belly Drum and Triple Cannonade and just, I mean, you would probably one-shot resists. You'd probably one-shot 4 times resist, to be honest. All you gotta do is land the hit. And it's bulky enough and has a good enough typing to get off Belly Drums pretty easily. Z Belly Drum ignores Taunt and also makes it so that you what am I saying? It makes it so that you heal before you use Belly Drum, so no matter what HP range you're at, you'll always end up being at half HP after Belly Drum, which is useful. It heals you before you use the Z move, I believe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it heals you before you use the move, not after. If it heals you after, it would be pretty fucking busted. Otherwise, you got good physical moves, like I said. 95, 112 offenses are good. 112, 125 are good. Mag B evolves at 25. That's another thing. They are semi-pseudos. However, not in a traditional sense. Magmortar has the same base stat total as semi-pseudo legendaries, meaning that a bunch of Pokemon have 575 base stat total now. But most of them are mixed attackers, although not all of them. Same thing with all pseudos are mixed attackers. But what was I saying? Sorry. Yeah, you have good mixed offenses. Hold on, I gotta yawn again. I'm tired, y'all. I gotta sleep. Oh gosh, I'm all over the. Oh yeah, I was talking about Magby also. Magby's viable till level 25, totally viable. It already had a high base stat total. I ended up giving it a unique 375 because I like how they all end with like it goes 375, 525, 575. I think that's a cool little thing they got there. Also, the speed sets are kind of cool. It goes 83, 73. Like it's basically like Magmar is faster than Magby. Magby is faster than Magmortar by 10 points each. It's kind of cool. Also, Magmar's attack, special attack is same as Magmortar's attack. I think that's pretty cool too. And then their bulk is nice and even. Initially, I had wanted to give Magmortar like more HP or keep the 83 base speed, but he does not look like he should have 83 base speed. I don't see it at all. His legs look like he can barely run fast. 73 is generous. Honestly, I would probably give him lower if I had to. And I totally could actually make him a 550 base stat total with low speed, but I like Magmar having a slightly higher base stat total, and then Magmortar being a semi-pseudo is just cooler. And also, Electivire needs the stat points because it truly is a mixed attacker with good speed and solid bulk. Not as solid as Magmortar, obviously, but because it's much faster than Magmortar, but overall we'll have very similar stats. 123 attack. You'll see, literally, in like, I might not finish them tonight because I have to sleep and then I have work tomorrow again, but I will finish them tomorrow for sure, so you guys can see that. The video for Electivire should be out tomorrow. I should finish them by tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully I didn't miss too much. I mean, you got, like I said, you got regular coverage, you got a reliable recovery. I mean, literally, this is not noteworthy in the sense that, like, it's like, oh, this mon gets reliable recovery and it needed it. It's more of a, oh, literally every single Pokemon gets reliable recovery besides like 5. I literally went through the decks and went through every single mon that I could reach or give one of the new recovery moves to, because there's a bunch. There's tons of them. These are like regular healing moves where they just heal 50%. You guys have seen all this, I hope. But point being, I can just slap those on mons, and I went through and I found a bunch of mons that need heal moves, like genres of mons, meaning like, oh, there is very little pure fire or very little bug or very little etc. You know, fighting type, whatever. That's why I made time out. That's why I made molt, because there was a lot of bugs and other weird guys that didn't have healing because they didn't get Roost or some other elemental one, then they were kind of fucked over. Anyways, this is so unrelated, I'm so sorry. Magmar, despite having lower special attack, is like Magmar 100% has uses over Magmortar. It's not as one-sided as it might look. Magmar is genuinely a lot better in a lot of cases than Magmortar, just because of the stats, distribution, and the viability, and also Turbo Blaze is useful. But Magmortar is a lot more fun to use, I would say, so I'm personally going to go Magmortar most likely if I end up getting one, unless the fight, unless there's a fight coming up, and because I'm going to be playing Team Luck, so I'll be like, I'll be able to switch my mons out and shit. So if I already have a Steel type, and I've been stuck with Magmar on the team, not stuck like as if it's a burden, but stuck meaning like I can't switch out mons, because that's what the Team Luck rules are until they die, and I don't want to be the guy who sacks them. I want to actually try to keep everything alive and work with what I have. But anyway. This is not the place we talk about this. I was gonna say other cool stuff. So you got Morning Sun, which is good for bulky sets on both of these guys. It's just nice to have. You got utility, like I said, too much to cover, but you got good stuff for totems with clear smog and Leer, smog for poisoning stuff early game. Also, it's just strong. 40 base power, always poisons, 100% accurate. Power spin strong. Flame burst is amazing, obviously, like for rapid fire and shit later on. But most impressively, in the early game, you will get access to Flame Wheel, and then you also have Raging Fury, and you can use that with physical Magmortar sets or Magmar sets, and that's really fun to use. You can do that and bolster your middling speed stat on Magmortar with Flame Wheel. That is 60 base power, and it always boosts your speed by 1. And then you also have Raging Fury, which is essentially fire type power up punch, but if they hit you first, it does double damage. And not only that, but it doesn't miss with hustle, which does not matter with Magmortar. Excuse me. If I'm talking even less coherently than usual, it's because I'm really sleepy, and I'm probably gonna sleep after this video is uploaded. As much as I want to continue working on it, I've been sleep deprived, man. I gotta get to bed. I got work and shit. Yeah, you got Raging Fury, and then gives you +1 attack. And with your middling speed, you can use Raging Fury first, and then Flame Wheel if you wanted to. Get the 100 base power, get Flame Wheel, finish him off. Whatever it is. I consider giving them Power Trip, but they just don't have the moves. Like they don't have the level up slots for it. Same thing with Lock On was also a balance issue because it's kind of overpowered. It's literally just like Tail Glow boost or Power Glow in this case. For free, and then you also guaranteed don't miss your next move, which you can use with like Inferno and shit and get a guaranteed burn. Of course, you can do that with Burn Up and Detonate, but those have drawbacks. And Inferno's drawback is accuracy, which you can use accuracy boosting moves or items to bypass it. And 70% accuracy is not terrible. It is Old Thunder and an Old Focus Blast, and for a fact you were clicking those willy nilly. So best believe it's not as bad as it might look. It's very good actually. I am saying even more than usual. Yeah, this is my sign to just end the video. I think I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Hopefully there's nothing else I missed that's like cool. Let's get through quickly just to make sure. Yeah, not too much. I mean, you just got regular. It's all self-explanatory at this point. Already said eruption. Blazing Assault is good for physical sets. In the sun especially. Like I said, Sun SD, Sun Nasty Blot, Sun Specs, like it's just so versatile. Every Pokemon's versatile as fuck now, obviously. But yeah, these guys are super great. Magmar is cool too, very viable as well. Personal preference and situational, and also depending on like your, for example, like actually your nature kind of doesn't matter. I'd say all of them are good for either set because either Magmortar can also run bulky, Magmortar can also run fast. It's just that their typing and stat distribution and whatnot is different, very significantly different. And also a Violet makes Magmar very good. I'm a broken record. I'm pretty sure I got everything. I got everything, yeah. I just want to be thorough. Yeah, no, I got everything, man. There's nothing left. Yeah, that's it. So, oh, I guess Iron Defense bulky sets are cool on Magmortar, sure. Iron Defense Morning Sun, if you want to do that, it's up to you. Situationally, probably could be good, because again, your typing is amazing. So, hopefully you guys fuck with the changes. I do very much, and if you don't, I'm profusely sorry, and I would love to make it up to you by, I don't know where I'm going with this joke. Jesus, I was gonna try to make a sarcastic comment, and I, oh god, I gotta sleep, y'all. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little less, well, definitely calmer and slower than usual, which is nice. At least I'm not speaking at 1,000,000,000 miles per hour, but I'd probably rather have the fast talking coherent than the repeating myself even more than usual and saying more than usual because I'm tired as hell. I mentioned Dry Attack already. Fire Lash is good for physical sets. Yeah, I got everything, man. I'm being obsessive right now. They are good. They are chilling. They're vibing. Great move pool. Great stuff. Great abilities. Blah, 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 blah. Super fun. I really like these guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for listening, y'all. Tomorrow will be better, I promise. So stay tuned for that one. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.